Courtesy of the Charlotte County's Twitter post, we are giving you a look at tornado damage out of Charlotte County from the Gasparilla Mobile Estates Sunday morning. A picture worth 1,000 words, and this video is confirmation that an EF1 tornado did make touchdown, leaving 21 homes uninhabitable and did some structural damage that was serious to another 18 homes. It's unbelievable that no one was injured, nobody died, but very dramatic video there. And now that the rain is gone and the damages are assessed, what's next? How do homeowners go about filing a claim when a state of emergency is called? And if homeowners do file a claim, can they expect an increase in their cost of for future policies?
Yeah, that's a big question for everyone. ABC 7 is here for you, asking the questions that help you make the most informed decisions. And we're continuing the coverage and taking a deeper dive into this topic with our own insurance expert. And joining us now is Mark Friedlander, Director of Corporate Communications at the Insurance Information Institute.
Thank you for joining us today. So the first question is, how does it affect how folks file a claim with their insurance in a state of emergency? What's the difference?
Well, it's really the same as any type of storm claim. The first step is to contact your insurance agent or your insurance carrier to let them know you have suffered a loss. And the most important question you want to ask, especially for those homes that are severely damaged or destroyed, is, do I have what's called loss of use or additional living expense coverage? Because that will provide you with temporary living expenses to get lodging and also food and other related day-to-day expenses while your property is being rebuilt or repaired, depending on the situation. So that's the first step. Second step is take photos of the damage. Make sure you've captured all the damage, and then create a list of everything that's been damaged or destroyed, all of your property, all your possessions, your furniture, your electronics, your clothing, everything that may have been destroyed. You want to make sure you have a detailed inventory of that, because that's going to be an important part of the claims filing process.
Mark, how do we handle the property damage, like damage to boats and other things that we own?
Well, once again, it depends on the type of insurance you have. For the homes, for mobile homes, hopefully the homeowners that were impacted had property insurance on those homes. That's obviously the most important step. For a boat, you should have insurance on your boat as well. Boat insurance is very common, very popular here in Florida, and you'll need to file a separate claim for your boat versus the claim for your home. So two separate categories.
Yeah, so you see a lot of cars there that were damaged. So you said that if you have auto insurance or homeowners insurance, the auto goes with the car insurance, right?
Right, yes. Auto insurance covers car and vehicle damage from a storm, from a tornado. But the critical point is you must have what's called comprehensive coverage. Comprehensive covers all non-collision damage. That means storm damage. About 80% of U.S. drivers carry comprehensive according to Insurance Information Institute data. So hopefully most, if not all, of those that lost their vehicles or had severely damaged vehicles with this EF1 tornado over the weekend had comprehensive coverage, so they will get protection and will be able to file a claim for that.
Mark, here's a question I know a lot of people wonder, but I know I do. If you have a tree on your property and it falls over onto a neighbor's property and causes damage, are you responsible for the cost of that damage?
It depends. Okay. I mean, typically what happens is the homeowner that suffered the loss where the tree fell, say the tree fell on your house, caused damage to your home, you file a claim with your insurance company. And when the insurance company does its investigation and determines that perhaps the neighbor was negligent in the way they were treating the tree, potentially they could go back to the neighbor's insurer and collect those funds. That's called subrogation, but that's not a concern of you. You as the homeowner, you are allowed to file a claim under your insurance for that tree damage, and you will be paid out for that damage. And as I said, then the insurance company goes back and determines who actually was responsible. But if it's just a major storm, if it's a hurricane or tornado that pulled up a tree and there's no negligence, then the neighbor would not be responsible. That
Okay,
would
Mark,
fall under your insurance.
speaking of that, Mark, this is Bob Harrigan, ABC7 meteorologist here, who was covering the storms at the time. A couple of questions have come up through our reporters down there that some of the homes are wiped out, total damage. Now, those folks are claiming that they didn't have any insurance. I understand that if you have a loan or a mortgage that you have to have wind insurance. And are there categories of wind insurance? For example, category 5 hurricane versus a 1, and also tornado wind damage. Is there a difference in your policy that you can look at?
Yeah, good question. Hopefully that's not the case, that they don't have property insurance, because your standard property insurance policy in Florida would cover tornado damage. You typically do not need extra coverage for a tornado. The windstorm deductible that many Florida homeowners have, that usually kicks in with a named storm, a tropical system.
So if I'm not,
but for straight line winds and for tornadoes, that typically falls under your standard coverage.
so if I'm not mistaken, if you have a home in Florida and you own a home, you have to have standard insurance. Is that correct?
If you have a loan.
If you have a loan
yes,
only, okay.
Your lending institution requires you to have insurance. If you've paid straight cash for your property, or you've paid off your mortgage, you no longer have a mortgage, legally you are not required to have homeowners insurance, which we see as a significant problem.
It is a problem, because our ABC7 reporter Rick Adams spoke to a lot of people that did not have insurance. So either they paid cash, or they didn't. I was going to ask the same question. If you're just out of luck if you don't have the insurance in this case, right? I mean, there's no federal help for you, or?
Well, potentially FEMA would step in here, and there may be some type of grants available. We haven't heard that yet, but that does happen in catastrophic situations. We certainly saw that after the tornadoes that hit Kentucky back in December. So that is a possibility, but we always tell consumers here in Florida, homeowners in Florida, don't count on FEMA, because number one, FEMA is not insurance. Those are emergency funds, and FEMA will never replace what you would have in terms of financial protection from a property insurance policy.
Good to know.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Mark Friedlander, Director of Corporate Communications at the Insurance Information Institute. We appreciate your insight on this very important and timely topic. Thank you.
Thanks for having me today. Appreciate it.